So folks, we're here with our Lotus. It was formerly orange, and as you can see, it's going through the process of turning blue. Now, I've got Dylan here from Halo EFX, and he's going to give us a rough idea of what's been done to the car, and also an explanation of why Halo is the new wrap. So Dylan, where are we with this car at the moment?
Alright, so what Halo is, it's a spray applied liquid wrap. Peelable paint is another term that people use. As I say, it's applied by professionals in a booth environment. It provides a peelable layer that then receives a automotive gloss.
Yeah, so we obviously had Halo on it before, and we removed it, and it just came right off. It was one of the easiest things, and that car had done 2 targets and about 6 track days.
Yep.
And it worked pretty well.
And heat, cold,
yeah,
you had the whole lot.
So how long do you expect Halo to last when it's put on the car for like daily use, plus maybe occasional track day or something like that?
Yeah, so I mean, track days are going to punish any coating. The best answer would be that Halo can last up to about 5 years, completely depending on care and use. Typically, as people understand it, they can often and easily change the colour of their car. Maybe that drops the length of time Halo is on a car for, but you've got that option. And even though people see the colour change, they see the great colours that we can get on a car and change the look of the car that you love driving. I think what people miss is that there's always that element of paint protection. It's 2 or 3 times the level of the thickness of the wrap. So when you take the paint off, you can fully expect to see the paintwork on the day it was applied.
So Dylan, you say it's about 2 to 3 times thicker than a wrap. Obviously that's one of its main advantages, but what other reasons would people pick Halo over, say, a wrap or a vinyl?
Sure, so before Halo, there was always vinyl wrap for colour change and paint protection, and or a respray, which is a very permanent and pretty full-on decision.
Yeah.
Halo, in my mind, combines the benefits of paint and wrap with none of their downsides. So your colour choice is eventually peelable, whereas obviously respray is very permanent. But with a wrap, they're typically in the 80 to 100 micron thickness range. Halo can be built up to 400, usually floats around at 2 to 250 depending on the installer's method, the gloss used. But you've got a huge level of protection over a wrap, which is one of its key benefits. And another one is that you can choose the colour, whereas with wraps it's typically they choose the colour.
So you literally can bring a colour sample of anything and you guys can make it happen?
Anything.
Wow.
Yeah, factory colours, custom colours, candies, off-the-shelf pigments. Most people estimate there's about 700,000 colours in the world.
So, as far as I'm aware, the cost of Halo really isn't that much more expensive than a wrap, but can you give me a rough idea of what a car like maybe the Ferrari 488 or a Lamborghini Huracan would cost?
For a car that size, my guess, and this is very rough because it's obviously going to depend on the installer's labour rates, things like colours used, and most importantly, level of desired finish at the end. So how much time they spend buffing that car and getting it to a level of finish that the owner wants. I would probably say somewhere in the 7 to 10 range is a pretty good place to aim.
Very on par with getting a full wrap, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, right. Okay, and there's significantly better benefits from what I can see.
Yep.
Certainly in terms of thickness, protection, but for me, a colour like this would be impossible to do in a wrap because it just looks like it's a factory colour. Put it on the car.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing this when it's finished. So thank you very much for your time.
It's been fun.
Thanks.
Well, here it is, guys. It's finally finished. It's been a couple of weeks since we filmed the last segment, and I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with the outcome. It literally looks like factory paint. It's very, very nice, and if you didn't know any better, I reckon it would be impossible for you to tell that this is a Wrap 2.0, and that's exactly what this is, because look, if you track your car a lot or if it's prone to a lot of abuse, I can't think of a better product than Halo. The only thing I will say though is that I kind of regret not doing the interior. I think it would have looked a lot better if the whole car matched, but otherwise, check it out, it looks awesome.